Hey guys, this is Gerald. Just want to shoot you a quick video this morning, and this video is entitled, "What is a wholesale deal?" And this is real estate investing basics and how to determine a wholesale deal and how to evaluate a wholesale deal. And so basically, one of the questions I received recently, and I didn't realize this, it's one thing that people don't know how to evaluate is what exactly is a deal and what is not a deal. And I didn't, I guess my impression in coming in was that you can pretty much spot what a deal is, but I didn't realize that there's a lot of people that don't know equity. There's a lot of people that don't know fix-up costs. They don't know what it costs to rehab this particular property, or just because a seller or another wholesaler that they're working with gives them a price, that it's an actual deal. And so this video is going to help break down the very essence of exactly what a wholesale deal is. Okay, I'm going to help many of you out there because many of you are spending time on property that if you had some simple basic skills that I'm about to teach you now, that you don't have to waste any time on that. So, give you an example. Let's say you got a property and the value of the property is $100,000. I'm using $100,000 because that's a very easy number to work with. So, $100,000 value on a property. As a wholesaler, you want to get that property at 65 cents on the dollar and below. So for a $100,000 property in fixed up condition that needs no work, you want to get that property under contract for $65,000 and below. Why do I say that? So let me give you a live scenario. Let's say, for instance, you come across a seller who has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. You find out that the property is worth $100,000. That seller is motivated for whatever reason. Doesn't matter what the reason is, whatever reason, that seller is motivated. And they will sell you that property for $65,000. So you write up a simple one-page contract. You email them a $65,000 offer. They sign it. They send it back to you. Now you have a property under contract for $65,000. You find a cash buyer and you sell that property on contract to that cash buyer for $70,000. In other words, you're selling it to them for a $5,000 assignment fee. That is a wholesale deal. Okay? So beneath this video, I'm going to give you that simple formula explained. So that way, what I want you to do is copy that formula and you apply it to any of your future deals that you have in the future. Let me give you another example. Let's say, for instance, you come across another kind of property, whatever it is, another type of property, whatever it is. It's also worth $100,000. However, that property needs $20,000 in fix-up. So it needs $20,000 in fix-up. Okay? That seller is also motivated. So that property, what you want to do is you want to shoot an offer to that seller for $45,000. Okay? $45,000 plus $20,000 is $60,000. You turn around and find a cash buyer, wholesale it for that $5,000. you're out of the deal. You've made $5,000 on that deal. Congratulations. That is a wholesale fee. So once again, that is a wholesale deal. So once again, a wholesale deal is to acquire a piece of property that is 65 cents on the dollar and below, fixed up. Always anticipate in your mind fixed up value. So whether that property is in fixed up condition or not fixed up condition. If it is in fixed up condition, the numbers are straightforward. If it is not, then you have to find out and figure out what are the costs of rehab. Okay? So one of the best ways that many wholesalers find out the cost to rehab that property, or another term is to fix up that property, is they ask the seller, well, what exactly does it need? And you got your property information sheet in front of you. And so you fill out all the needs everything that it needs. Obviously, you want to go ahead and go to the property if it's best, if that is your best practice, especially if you live in the area, you live in the state, you want to go ahead and go to the property and estimate, this is about $20,000 in fix up. Okay. If not, then you're going to have to take the other person's word for it. So other person meaning, so let me get into something else. Many of you are doing something called co-wholesaling. Okay. That is, you're wholesaling with another wholesaler. So I always tell people, and I want you all to remember this as well. If you are a wholesaler out there, you do not need a property under contract in order to wholesale property. Let me reiterate that again. You specifically do not need a property under contract to wholesale property. This is why. You can find another wholesaler who has a property under contract and partner with them. They have the seller under contract. You go out and you find the buyer. And you all just split the wholesale fee, whatever that is. Many people think you need to go out and, I need to go get a property under contract. Not necessarily. You really don't. Okay? If you do it the way that I'm telling you to do it, then you find a way to attract buyers. If you find a way to attract buyers, you will become the go-to person in your area. Many of you, especially if you're younger, many of you young folk that I'm talking to right now, 18, 19, 20, 25, you all are experts at this social media thing. You got your Snapchat, you got Twitter, you got Instagram. You all are phenomenal. But you're doing it for fun. That's great. When you want to get into real estate investing, take those same habits that you have and creating all that traffic and that viral traffic and hashtags and all this other stuff. Take those same skills and then just apply it to real estate investing. Build up another profile to attract buyers. Maybe you're on Snapchat. Build up a profile on Snapchat to attract buyers. Maybe you're on Twitter. Build up a profile to attract buyers. Cash buyers. Whatever your handle is, whatever your niche is. Write some content on there. Put some properties on there. The properties are bait. Okay? Get you some properties on there. Network with other wholesalers that have properties under contract. You get a property. You go ahead. You network with them. If they have the property under contract, you find a buyer and you all close the deal together. Okay? Now, in order to agree to that, in order to go ahead and wholesale with one another, what you're going to have to do is write up an agreement. That agreement is called a JV agreement, joint venture agreement. That's an agreement between wholesaler and wholesaler to say, hey, look, I am the selling wholesaler. I agree with you, the buying wholesaler, that if you bring a buyer to the table, I have the seller, we split the fee. Typically, that fee is 50-50. Okay? So, but some wholesalers are a little greedy, that type of thing. But look, I'm just telling you all, that's one of the fastest ways to go ahead and close a deal, is just to go ahead and find some other wholesalers who have deals, and you go ahead, you bring a buyer to the table. But this right here is real estate investing basics 101. That is how you spot a wholesale deal. Very simply, you want to be in on a property for 65 cents on the dollar and below. Now, obviously, the lower you can get it, the higher your potential profit margin is going to be. But many of you are finding properties where the property's worth $100,000 and you think you have a deal because the seller wants to go ahead and sell it for $90,000 or $89,000. It's not a deal. Leave that alone. Let that go. Okay? This is Gerald. Look beneath the description. I'm going to have some links and things like that. I am going to write this formula out to help you all. If you all found value in this video, please go ahead and click the like button, share it. Also, leave me some comments below. If you come across people that have paid a lot of money, a lot of people that come to the channel and they'll send me messages, they've paid a lot of money to learn this business and they're not being taught the basics. Do me a favor, and if you know somebody like that, share this video with them. Okay? This is Gerald. Have a good one.